But in fact, this sort of muzzle, if you like, takes up really, I've done it sort of almost half, but it's even lower than that. And then the eyes are really just above. So if you sort of think of it like that, you've got your nose and your mouth and so on. But if you sort of think of it like that, and then the ears are coming sort of out here, it's quite a good way of sort of just getting that sort of basic shape in
Sorry,
your...
before you go on, quickly take that.
Can you see it all right? Do you want me to sort of
that's
put the muzzle in a bit more? Let me put the nose in a bit more so you've got an idea. Yeah, that's a better shape.
Oh yeah, that's the basic shape.
So, and of course they're quite browny, so burnt sienna really is obviously a good colour to use. Have a look at your burnt sienna, and if it seems to be too orangey, just put a little bit of ink in with it. That's my ink and indigo mix, but you see that's much better, that colour. And how I would paint it is to almost do a triangle first for the face. Okay, I try and sort of leave enough space so I can do the rest of the body. So I would sort of do that almost to start with. And just the ear almost seems to come sort of straight out from the head. You can finish off and do all the sort of markings and everything afterwards. On here it's hard to see where the eye is. The eye is literally almost in the black mark. But I tend to use a bit of artistic license because obviously you wouldn't be able to see them. So I would put in the mark, sort of muzzle, like that. Looks a little bit funny at the moment, but trust me, it'll be all right. So, and then I'm going to do the eyes just here. See, it's starting to take shape. I'm being a little bit careful with the white. I've left rather a big white space, but you can fill it up afterwards, but if you start trying to do too much, it just bleeds in and fills up. So you can put a little bit more here now, but it has got this sort of white mark here. So I tend to leave the white mark there and just put your little bit of, you can keep it quite basic, it sort of comes in like that. Okay, and then the ear I'll finish off. And this one. It's got quite a dark bit. You could use a little bit of ink as well.
Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, that's all right.
Thanks.
You can see it sort of building up now, can't you? Then, you've got your sort of bit of body showing here. So, yeah. You see what I meant when I said about the shoulder? Do you see how that shoulder, almost, if you saw the bones only, it would come straight down to be that leg. That's the leg that's nearest to me. So it almost comes sort of like this, and then it's got its little... Quite often I do it narrower, because this obviously is going to be ink, and then just fill in a little bit. So let's get a little bit more colour. I will go over it a little bit with ink, but let's get the basic shape first. You've got this bit, and it just does come down a bit, so you just go around there. I'm always very conscious of not overdoing it, not sort of crossing all the T's and dotting all the I's, if you like. Probably, if anything, I'm a bit too stingy, but it doesn't look right if you've got it too much. Then a lovely big bushy tail, so bring the tail down. I've got too small a brush, but I can't be able to change it, so I'll do it in two. And then while it's still wet, put the markings in, because then you see how it goes nice and furry. I paint tigers like that as well. Now here, I'll come back in and just put in the black of the feet. Now, on that picture, you can't see the other foot, but I was talking to somebody about the elephants, where I've only shown one foot. Now here, it looks a little bit odd, so I'm actually going to put in, you know, you copy, but you need to look at what you're doing and think, oh, it looks as if it could just do with another one, doesn't it? It looks better. So you've got to sort of almost have a look and see what you think. But again, don't fill it all in too much. They've got quite sharp claws too, so you could just show those a little bit. Yes, I think that's probably enough. I'll put the little dots, I'm sure they must have whiskers. And then if you wanted, you could just paint the tree trunk.
Do they also live on bamboo or not?
Well, when I saw them caged, obviously I haven't seen them in the wild, they didn't seem to be on bamboo trees. They were on just evergreen, you know, ordinary sort of trees. So I'm not absolutely sure, because there didn't seem to be. That there was one at Marwell once, and that certainly wasn't feeding on bamboo. So I'm not actually sure what they feed on. Perhaps they're sort of vegetarian still, but not. Funny, because all other bears too are carnivores, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
But pandas, a bit like koala bears, they have to eat all day because they don't get enough nutrition. You know, koala bears have to eat all day because they don't get enough nutrition from the gum trees. It's so silly, isn't it? I don't know why they don't eat.
What would you do for the whiskers? Would you think put those in?
Yes, on here I would have to put them in ink. Obviously, if you had a coloured background, then you could put white. Don't want it to run, but yes, just a little bit there. And really, that's enough. But it's just getting that, it's that face. I'm getting the features of that